Alright guys, welcome back to another video. This one is factor completely this polynomial. Now in my previous video I showed you guys the greatest common factor. The greatest common factor works perfectly fine for these long polynomials. So let's find what is the greatest common factor. Well, let's see what do all of these have in common. Well, they have an x. Okay, well let's see, there's 4x's here, so they'll have that in common. This one here is an x squared. That one has an x squared. This one is an x squared. This one has an x squared as well. So we get to pull out this x squared. What else can we pull out? Well, I see there's a 4, 4, 12, 12. Well, they're all factors of 4s here. So maybe if I pull out this common 4x squared, I get to rewrite this as if I divide everything by 4x squared, I'm going to be left with 3x to the 3. Divide this by 4x squared. This becomes 3x. What about this one? We'll divide this by 4x squared. This becomes minus x squared. If I divide this by 4x squared, it becomes minus 1. So if you reach this level of the problem in your exam and you want to submit it and you think, look, I can't factor this anymore and I should get my 10 on 10, then when your teacher's trying to trick you on this question, trying to make you think that this is all that's left, but really you could still factor this one more step. And this is called factor by grouping. And the teacher's going to try and throw a curveball at you. So how do you factor by grouping this one? Well, let's group these two because I see there's a common 3, and let's group these two. Okay, so let's just put them in parentheses for now, and we're gonna go a little bit further. All right. So we're gonna put this in parentheses. Okay. When you get to a stage like this, what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to factor this and factor this, so that whatever is inside these parentheses is the same. So how do I get this and this parenthesis to look the same? So let's just rewrite this problem. Well, if I take out a 3x out of this one, if I take out a 3x out of this one, I'm left with x squared plus 1. So if I take out a 3x, I'm left with x squared plus 1. Okay. Now, if I take out a negative 1 out of this, what am I left with? See, what is, I want this parentheses to start looking like this one. So if I take out a negative 1, I'm left with x squared plus 1. So if I take out a negative 1, I take out x squared plus 1. Close the big bracket. Now you see how this one and this one is the same. So we get to rewrite this as 4x squared, all right, times x squared plus 1. So let's say taking this and dividing this by x squared plus 1. So you're left with x squared plus 1. What's left after this? We're left with this at the end. This is factor by grouping. And that is supposed to be your final answer. You see how we got from this polynomial to splitting it up looking like this. Your teacher's going to give you this long polynomial. It's always going to be like this. It's always going to be like this. And then you're going to have to separate this up. Both your brackets here look the same so that you can use this in your factor in your final answer. So that's how you get your 10 on 10. I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys understood this. We'll do one more question like this so it could get into your head. Alright, so I'll see you guys there.